Hey guys, CyberRob coming at you from Cyber City. Just want to give you guys updates on the Cybercab and Robotaxi network that's going on. It seems like it's slowly starting to trickle up. They are ramping, but they are ramping at a slow pace. So, as you can see from Sawyer Merritt, actually tweeted yesterday that Tesla just added another unsupervised Model Y Robotaxi to the Dallas fleet. Okay, which is great because, as you can see, the company added 5 unsupervised vehicles to its fleet today. So there's currently 19 in Austin, 3 in Dallas, 2 in Houston, all right? That's a total of 24 unsupervised cars, right, that are currently on the network going from point A to point B and actually picking up people and dropping them off. I still haven't seen any statistics on how much it costs dollar per mile and everything. I am going to Austin on Saturday. I'm going to see if I can hail a unsupervised vehicle fleet ride and probably take a video from you before I head back to Vegas. So hopefully that'll be good on the agenda. But as you can see, there's a total of 648 vehicles at least on the network, and that includes Austin, Dallas, Houston, and I'm assuming the Bay Area here, which would probably be the biggest out of all of those. So it's definitely exciting news. Hopefully California can get their unsupervised rides. I don't think it's going to take that long. I think they just have to accumulate an X amount of miles. I have to take a look more into that for you guys to see how California's regulation regulates on that. As you can see here, Farzad is doing the same thing. Another good YouTuber that's got a pretty good following. He says a new wave of unsupervised vehicles is going live in Austin. Total spotted is now 23. So you can see the curve that it's going from, let's say, January 1st all the way till April 30th, right? We're already at the 23 car level, right? And I think this is great. That it's progressing slowly. I haven't heard any major accidents or at faults. I think the last one was in January. I got to double check on the NHTSA website and kind of give you guys a little bit more information on that. I'll try to do that weekly if I can. I'll add that onto the list. So that's definitely exciting news. The other exciting news too is that I do have, for clarity and everything, I do have 11 Teslas. One of them is still on version or hardware 3. So for my one car that's on hardware 3, I definitely think that there is a FSD 14 Lite coming this summer. I think is what Ashok and Elon said on the earnings call. So it's just going to be definitely exciting news on this to see how, light FSD 14 is, right? So I'll definitely do a comparison from a hardware 3 car to a hardware 4 and maybe do a video for you guys to see what the difference is in between them. But I can already notice a difference, and I will be driving a hardware 3 car back. One of my cars in Vegas, I will be driving it back from Vegas back in here to the Bay Area as a backup car, just in case if anything happens to my other cars that I have here. So exciting news that V14 Lite is going to be coming to our vehicles, right? So as you can see here that the production...
Check it out, we got triple Cybercabs in Bastrop, Texas. All 3 with steering wheels.
So, Bastrop, if you guys don't know, in the Austin area, it's a suburb east of Austin. It's a very popular suburb. Bastrop is home of SpaceX, XAI is over there too. So, definitely exciting to see that Cybercabs are out there on the supercharger network, supercharging, and their charging port is down in the back left bumper. So it's definitely exciting to see Cybercabs just being spotted everywhere. Farzad has a idea to where they will start selling these Cybercabs as a 2-seater with a steering wheel and pedal for the affordable model. I don't really know. I wouldn't get a two-seater vehicle and just to have it in my fleet only, right? Just to put it on the Robotaxi network. I will not have one just to have and to get around. I got, two teenagers and, people who want to go from point A to point B. I don't think a two-seater is viable, but you never know. There could be surprises that we don't know about, right, guys? You'll be surprised on how much Tesla goes. All right, here's your affordable vehicle. Here you go. And just say there. So, CERN Basher is another a follower that I've been following very closely. He has a lot of good data analysis and financials, and he is a financial advisor, which is great. So he gives a little bit more perspective on, the numbers that you can get from Robotaxi, if you should get the Tesla stock or go with a Robotaxi fleet. Luckily, I'm in the best option of both. I got vehicles and I got stock. Just for full disclosure, it is my biggest holding in my portfolio. So I'm really all in on Tesla. It's definitely a wealth generator for me that I've had. I haven't touched any of my stock. I don't plan on doing that. This is not financial advice, but that's just what I'm doing. You still got so much look forward to, right? You got Robotaxi rollout that's coming in the different states of Arizona, Florida, and all the high population suburb area like big cities. As you can see here, he's got a chart going down, right? So they actually have a Terafab launch, right, that they're doing. So that already happened in Q1 of 2026. It's corporate, right? Then you had Q1 production deliveries. You had FSD 14.3 rollout, right? FSD unsupervised Europe approval. There is some approval in Europe, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger as the time goes on because it's super safe. I do have 14.3.2 in the car of my truck, and it is awesome. I got to get more videos from you guys to see what's going on. I tried to see if there was summons on the truck. No summons yet. But when summons comes, I will be videoing the summons for you guys, all right? The beginning construction of the $10 million Optimus factory in Austin, which is great. Robotaxi rollout in Dallas. In Houston, we had Q1 earnings released, right? Which I thought they were pretty good for having a lot of cash on hand. And with all the ramp ups that they're about to do, they're going to need it, right? So I don't mind if Tesla starts burning through all this cash in order for us to start ramping up bigger projects, right? You have the Tesla Semi that started production out there in Giga, Nevada. We had 10 billion miles accumulating. We're going to have Robotaxi rollout in Phoenix, Houston, Orlando, Tampa, Las Vegas. That's going to be so awesome to have it in Vegas. The interesting part in Vegas, since I lived there for quite some time, is that Uber and Lyft has their own designated and Uber pickup and drop off locations on the casino on the Strip. I think that's going to be the most complicated area, right? Because I'll give you an example. The Venetian and I think it's the Palazzo, they both share a parking structure for them to get picked up in, which means I have to go into the parking structure, up a level, grab my passengers, then I have to, in order for me to exit, I have to pull a ticket, right? And the gate comes up, not once, but twice, right? So I got to pull a ticket to get out, and then I got to insert a ticket into the parking meter for me to get out of the parking structure. So that's going to be a very interesting use case. I want to know what casinos are going to do about this, right? I don't know if they're going to make another designated pickup location for Robotaxi. It's just going to be very interesting on the regulation that's going to go in on there, right? And the Strip is just so compactly tight, right? So another good example is that if you have to go down in underground garages, right? Underground garages, they're very small spaces, and we're trying to get people in and out. It's very chaotic, very aggressive to try to get out if you are a driver, if you have your passengers, to get out of that structure, back on the strip, and then maybe off the strip in order to take them somewhere else. So it's going to be very interesting on that route. Also, when you go to Fremont Street, they have, I think, a designated pickup over there by, I think it's the Nugget, where they get dropped off over there too. So there's just going to be multiple factors here on how Las Vegas is going to regulate their pickups for a Robotaxi, right? And I'm sure Tesla's already gotten a hold of the Las Vegas city and counties officials in order for them to try to figure out how they're going to roll out Robotaxi once it starts to expand, right? I truly believe that maybe Vegas will probably have a small area off the strip until they figure out how they're going to work things on the strip, right? Because it's definitely expensive on the strip. It's definitely a tourist trap, right? You could take somebody from, say, MGM Grand to maybe Caesars, and that's maybe a couple miles, and that I get a loan from that $5 So I can only imagine what the people are paying that are just going from there to there. So if I had to take it, it's maybe $15-20 to go for that short period of ride. So it's just going to be very interesting on how this is all going to come into effect with Uber and Lyft drivers, if they're going to push back, if even the city of Vegas is going to push back on the strip, who knows, right? So there's just a lot of what if factors. So Las Vegas is going to be very interesting, guys. So let's keep a hold of that, because that's a pretty good regulations that they have to go through there on top of that, okay? So that's going to be in Q2 of 2026, right? We do have FSD, hopefully China approval, FSD in Israel approval. We have Cortex at 50% capacity. The next-gen Roadsters revealing the Model S and X is sunset, and then the Optimus line is going to be built on that Model S and X line. I've been in that Fremont factory. It's very compact. It's there's a lot of things that are spread out in that factory, and I'm definitely excited to see how they're going to change that Model S and X line over to Optimus, which is going to be great, right? So Q3, you have Q2 production and deliveries. You begin construction on an advanced Terafab, and I think they're going to go quick on this, guys. Tesla does not move slow. So imagine you are just running out of chips, can't rely on outside sources too much just in case of any geopolitical things that happen outside of our control. So why not try to keep everything here? Samsung, Intel, Micron, all these chip makers, and then Tesla coming in and teaming up, should just team up with all of them, because you got to remember, we're going to need billions, if not trillions of chips for Optimus robots and full self-drive cars and just electric vehicles for Teslas in general. If they're going to try to get as many of these cars out, it's going to be crazy on how much chip and compute that they're going to need for it. So you have Robotaxi unsupervised ramp. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait for show you guys videos on that when I'm in the back of my car and it's taking me from point A to point B over at work, which would be great. It's like my own personal driver. Optimus Gen 3 is going to be revealed. The 2026 shareholder meeting is going to be available on Q3. 10 million cumulative auto deliveries. Cortex is going to be at full capacity. Mega Pack for the Mega Block launch. They are going to, I think there is a one in Lathrop here in California for the Mega Pack. Optimus is Gen 3 pilot production, and FSD unsupervised in the US. Federal framework for autonomous driving, which is great because I don't think Tesla is on that 2,500 vehicle capacity, only because they are just a normal car. It meets all the safety standards, unlike Zeus does not meet all the safety standards, because I'm actually sitting in front of somebody, side by side. It's not like facing forward, right? It's not a side by side like a normal car. So you just gotta realize from that, right? And then Digital Optimus is going to be unveiled too, which I'm pretty excited about since I've been messing around with OpenClaw and Claude Code and Claude. So I want to see how that's going to roll out with that. It's pretty expensive. I'm learning a lot, which is great. So just guys, to give you a heads up on what we're looking at over here for Tesla coming in the near future for this year. All right, as you can see, more unsupervised rollouts are just being accumulated. Tesla now has 20 unsupervised robotaxis with 983 miles. Waymo logged 200 million miles, fully autonomous miles so far, which is awesome. I've been in a Waymo. It's great. It's just a great experience to be in other technologies that are going to be autonomously, right? But when do you think Tesla will overtake Waymo? 2030? I think way before that. To be honest with you, they're going to unlock millions of vehicles here. It's going to be super easy for them to catch up on when they already have an accumulation of 9 or 10 billion miles already. All right. Oh, speaking of the road to 10 billion miles just accelerated. Okay, so maybe it's at 9 right now. So currently it is at 9.7 billion, right? Miles accumulated for FSD. Normally it increases by about 18.8 million miles per day, but tonight it jumped up to 348 million miles. My new prediction for CERN is for when Tesla will hit 10 billion miles is just 2 weeks. So May 6th will be 10 billion miles. That's almost 3 months earlier than the previous prediction. This speaks to the increase in number of FSD subscribers and the increase in FSD usage all accelerating. I agree with this, guys. I think that us as a Tesla community, from getting the word out on FSD, my mom is currently in one of my cars on FSD and absolutely loves it. She's getting old, up there in age, so she's 61 this year or 60 this year. So for her to be in a full self-drive car and do a trip is going to be absolutely great for her to get an experience on that. And I can't wait for her to tell me all about that, how her trip went, right? And I think this is just an underlining thing, that FSD subscriptions are taking the place of the regular credits, right? FSD subscriptions are another high margin revenue stream. Of course they are, because if they're charging people's $99 a month, right, that is full bottom line credit. There is no there's nothing that they have to give back for that, right? That's really 99% take rate on that, right? So it's definitely awesome that more people are getting into full self-drive or getting Tesla vehicles and doing that, right? I always mention this on my channel, is that if you guys are afraid of AI, just go take a test drive in a Tesla. Go. They have FSD kind of showings and test drives that you could do to show you what the technology is all about. And 14.3.2 is going to be awesome. I'm hoping that 14.3.2 is in the car that I'm about to drive back from Vegas all the way back. And I'm going to be doing videos in the car with my laptop. I'm going to have Starlink in there. I'm going to try to edit videos if I can with my voice activation on Claude to see how that kind of goes. I'm going to do a lot of experimenting in the car. I'm even going to camp in the car, right? So I'm going to camp in the car. I've done it before. It's awesome. Keeping it at camp mode, especially if it's really hot, really cold, keeps you at a certain temperature. Doesn't waste too much battery because it goes into low power mode, which is great. So I can't wait to give you guys some video on that. That's going to be Saturday I leave, and I'll be on the road that Saturday night for all that, okay? So here's just another comparison on how quickly Tesla moves through their prototype to their engineering testing and then to production, right? So you can see the difference in colors and of the vehicle, right? And you can see some of how they just move very quickly for the change in order for them to go from prototype to production. It's very fast. It moves at quick speed compared to any other company out there in the world, guys. Another thing that I was going to mention to you too, guys, is that imagine you do have your fleet of either Cybercabs or Tesla vehicles, right? Imagine you can start having people wrapping their company logo on your Cybercab, right? That's another form of revenue that I did not think of until I was just strolling along in CERN Basher's page, and you can see that they have wrapped Cybercabs here. So, I mean, even if it's for $100, $200 a month, or even $3 or whatever you're going to charge, but that car is on the network 24/7, just going around showing people, right? And of course, when you see a car wrapped in a different kind of, with somebody's logo or a different color, you actually are drawn to that vehicle, right? So imagine you can make an extra, say, $500 a month per car for a wrapped company on their logo. That's huge, right? That's an extra, let's say for me it's 11 cars. That's an extra $5,500 that is just on the vehicle. And you could do a minimum of a year and just tell them to pay it all up front. You could work out something in that realm. So that's 5 things that you can do with your car, right? You can do picking up people, rideshare, food delivery, package delivery, inference, and then now wrapping the vehicle like this. If I am missing for advertising, if I'm missing something else, guys, let me know what you guys think. What else can you think that you guys can make some money off of this car that is just going to be on the network or doing things from point A to point B? Private rides, right? We have private rides that you can do too. I mean, so there's just a lot of things that are going to be coming up here in the future, and it's going to be exciting. And look at all these cybercabs getting loaded up on trucks and getting taken across the country. And I think these are going to go, keep going. Put them on and go. Put them on and go to point A to point B, to the next city, to the next city, to the next city, to the next city. And sooner or later, you have 50, 100, 150, 200 cybercabs in each big location ready to go, starting to get out there and starting to get the word out that Robotaxi is expanding and is it safe. So it's pretty awesome to see. You can see more being spotted here in Orloff. That's in Austin area. No steering wheel, no pedals, no driver. Cybercab testing in Oregon means Tesla is validating edge cases before June Robotaxi launch there. Oh, this is what $5 trillion market cap looks like. That would be great if that does happen. And you can see here 15 plus golden cabs with steering wheels at Giga Texas outbound. Austin approved unsupervised. Now Tesla ships supervised units to new cities. Tampa hiring, Phoenix depot built, fleet rolling out. This is how you scale from 1 to 50 cities, right? Also, I know that they're going to be shipping out or making their own hubs too. I think service centers are going to be hubs for a little bit, and then they're going to create their own hubs, their own charging infrastructure hubs, their own cleaning infrastructure hub. And I think that's how they're going to keep going, right? Let's say 5 cybercabs roll out, 5 come back in to get charged, and maybe vice versa. I think that's how they're going to do it from ratio to cybercabs, is going from that route, all right? So, guys, I appreciate you guys going through the news with me. I'm telling you this right now. Please, please go test drive a Tesla and go in full self-drive. This is the way to get into AI, is to be, 1, in the safest vehicle in the world, and 2, the most self-driving technology in the world, the best that there is. It is super safe. It is super good. You guys will not want to drive anymore, even for car enthusiasts like me, all right? So I appreciate you guys for being here, and hopefully I'll catch you guys on the next episode. CyberRob out.